Hello and welcome to the classic Hollywood movie you should know. I'm Nate Washburn. This week the movie is from 1955, Marty, starring Ernest Borgnine, Betsy Blair, directed by Delbert Mann and written by Paddy Chayefsky. So Marty tells the story of Marty Pileggi, a lonely butcher played by Ernest Borgnine. He is 34 years old, he is unmarried, he's lonely, he lacks confidence when talking to women, he lives with his mother, he's super sweet, he kind of like takes care of her, and he's the talk of the neighborhood because he is unmarried at 34. Now he and his best friend Angie go to this dance club and he meets this, she's somewhat of a wallflower named Clara, played by Betsy Blair. She is this 29-year-old school teacher who is also unmarried and single, and it's sort of like this connection. There's this date, this amazing night happens. It's really sweet. It's sort of the story of two people who've given up on love, finding each other, and realizing that they have a connection. Now the problem is that once Marty's friends, once Marty's mom realize that he's found someone who he likes, they get worried about sort of the status quo falling apart. And so they try to sabotage what he's just discovered with Clara. Now this movie, it's so simple and it's just got these performances. Ernest Borgnine and Betsy Blair are so good in this movie. They're so sweet, so amiable, so likable. Like, it's just this touching performance between the two of them. And this movie, it really does resonate today, especially with the way that dating has changed, because, you know, people are marrying older and you sort of run the gamut with relationships. And so it's interesting to watch the struggle of two people in 1955 going through things that a lot of people experience today. Now, Marty was produced by a company called Hecht Lancaster, which was run by producer Harold Hecht and actor Burt Lancaster. Burt Lancaster, huge star, produced this movie, and he cast Ernest Borgnine, who he met doing From Here to Eternity. He was really taking a chance with Borgnine because Ernest Borgnine, he always played kind of bad guys. Like in From Here to Eternity, he plays Sergeant Judson, and it pays off so well because Borgnine, he really is an incredible actor. And to be able to play both Sergeant Judson in From Here to Eternity and Marty in this, I mean, it's two sides of the spectrum. Now, this film was budgeted at $350,000, and when it was done, the production company of Hecht and Lancaster and the distribution company of United Artists, they were actually going to let this movie run as a B picture, a second feature, because they didn't have that much faith in it. Now, screenwriter Paddy Chayefsky, he argued, he fought for this movie to get a premiere, to get a theatrical run in New York, and United Artists gave in to Chayefsky, and they ran the movie in a small theater in New York called the Sutton Theater. And what happened is critics loved it, audiences loved it, and it quickly caught fire. United Artists realized that they had this hit on their hands, and so they poured money into advertising, and they spent $400,000 on the advertising campaign, which means they spent more money on the ad campaign than they did making this movie. And it grossed $3.5 million. This is one of the biggest hits of 1955. Now, when the Oscar nominations happened, Marty got 8 nominations. It ended up winning 4 Oscars. It won Best Screenplay for Paddy Chayefsky. It won Best Director for Delbert Mann. It won Best Actor for Ernest Borgnine. And it won Best Picture. And a couple other little things about this movie. Not only does it have a 100% fresh rating on Rotten Tomatoes, it won the Palme d'Or at the Cannes Film Festival and Best Picture. Now, that has only happened 3 times in history where a movie has won the top award at Cannes and Best Picture. It happened in 1945 with a movie called The Lost Weekend. You got Marty in 1955, and the next movie to win both the Palme d'Or and the Best Picture Oscar happened in 2019 with Parasite. So if you're a fan of romantic movies, if you like a good drama, if you want a good look at sort of the dating world of the 1950s, check out Marty from 1955. It is really a sweet, heartwarming picture, and it's highly recommended, and it's this week's classic Hollywood movie you should know. I'm Nate Washburn. Keep watching.